Have you ever won an argument that never happened? Not out loud, in your head, in the dark, replaying a conversation with someone who wronged you, except this time you say the perfect thing. You win, they're speechless, and somehow that imaginary victory feels almost as real as a real one. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone, and you're not broken. In fact, what your brain is doing in those quiet moments before sleep is one of the strangest, most revealing things about how the human mind actually works. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why your brain refuses to just let you rest. Millions of people do this every single night. They imagine arguments they'll never have, successes they haven't earned yet, romantic moments with people who don't know they exist, or disasters that will probably never occur. Most people assume this happens because of stress or anxiety or an overactive imagination. That's part of it, but it's not the real reason. The real reason is something your brain has been doing since before you could speak, and we're going to get there. Stick around, because the deepest explanation comes near the end, and it might change the way you think about your own mind. So, what exactly are these fake scenarios? Psychologists call this mental simulation. It's the brain's ability to construct a hypothetical version of reality and experience it almost as if it were happening. Think of your brain like a movie director, rehearsing scenes long before opening night. It runs the lines, adjusts the lighting, tests different endings, all without an audience watching. That's what's happening when you imagine a conversation before it happens, or replay one after it's over. But why would your brain do this instead of just letting you sleep? Here's where it gets interesting. Your brain didn't evolve to make you comfortable. It evolved to keep you alive. And one of the best survival tools it ever developed was the ability to rehearse the future before living it. Imagine a flight simulator. Pilots don't learn to handle engine failure by waiting for one to happen mid-flight. They practice it first, safely, on the ground. Your brain does the same thing with your life. It runs simulations of arguments, disasters, and successes, so that if they ever happen for real, some part of you has already been there before. That's only part of the story, though, because not all imagined scenarios are about danger. Some are about connection. Maybe you've caught yourself imagining a conversation with someone you miss, or someone you wish understood you better. Psychologists connect this to attachment theory, the idea that our minds are wired to seek closeness and resolution with the people who matter to us. When a relationship feels unfinished, whether it ended badly or never really began, the brain keeps returning to it, trying to write an ending that feels complete. That unfinished conversation you keep replaying, it's not random. It's your mind searching for closure it never got in real life. And then there are the scenarios about becoming successful. Picture this. You're lying in bed and suddenly you're imagining walking into a room where everyone respects you, where the version of you that struggles with self-doubt finally gets to feel proud. That's not vanity. That's your brain rehearsing hope. Some research links this to the brain's dopamine system, which doesn't just reward us for achieving things, it rewards us for anticipating them. The simulation itself feels good because your brain treats imagined success almost like real progress. So why does all of this happen specifically at night? During the day, your brain is busy filtering input, sounds, tasks, conversations, decisions. But at night, when the external world quiets down, a different network takes over. Neuroscientists call it the default mode network, and it activates when you're not focused on anything in particular. It's responsible for self-reflection, memory processing, and yes, imagination. Think of it like dozens of browser tabs that were open all day, finally getting the chance to load. That's why your mind seems to erupt with thoughts the moment your head hits the pillow. It's not that new thoughts appear, it's that the ones waiting all day finally get their turn. Most people relate to at least one of these. Maybe you replay embarrassing moments wishing you'd said something different. Maybe you rehearse conversations you're too afraid to have in real life. Maybe you imagine relationships, both the ones you have and the ones you wish you had. If any of this sounds like you, you're not overthinking, you're human. If you're relating to this so far, that's usually a sign you're about to understand yourself a little better, so stay with me. Now, here's an important distinction. There's a difference between healthy imagination and something psychologists call maladaptive daydreaming, where these scenarios become so immersive and frequent that they start replacing real life instead of preparing you for it. For most people, though, this nightly habit is simply the mind's way of processing unresolved emotion. It's not something to fear, it's something to understand. So, what do you do with all of this? You don't need to stop imagining, you need to notice what you're imagining. The scenarios you return to again and again are rarely random. If you keep imagining winning the same argument, ask yourself what you actually needed to say and never did. If you keep imagining a certain kind of success, ask yourself what recognition you're really craving. If you keep replaying a goodbye, ask yourself what closure still feels unfinished. Your nightly scenarios are a kind of map, quietly pointing toward what your waking mind hasn't fully faced yet. Because in the end, the stories we create before sleep were never really about the future or the past. They're about us. The unresolved conversations, the imagined victories, the quiet fears we rehearse in the dark. They're not signs that something is wrong with you. They're proof that some part of you is still trying to make sense of your own life, still searching for peace, still hoping to be understood, even if the only audience is you. So tonight, when your mind starts writing another scene, don't rush to shut it down. Ask it what it's really trying to tell you. And if you've ever caught yourself imagining a conversation that never happened, I'd love to hear about it. Tell me in the comments what kind of scenarios your mind returns to before sleep. And if this helped you understand yourself a little more, subscribe. There's a lot more of the mind left to explore.